So, Red Guardian might actually be a win for the free to play community, depending on how you look at it. So, let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and we're back in the update 6.0 APK for Marvel Future Fight. And this time, we're going to be doing a comparison between Red Guardian, both with and without his uniform, to see if it's actually an upgrade that you need versus one that you just want because you think he looks like a savage with a beard. I personally think he looks more like a villain with the beard than he does without it, right? But it is what it is. It does give him a type change, and it is something you need to consider because it offers extra versatility for stuff like Shadowland. However, we don't know just how much the rewards are going to change there. So buying a uniform just for Shadowland at this point of the game, I would not recommend that. Okay? Cannot recommend that. And that's that. So, Red Guardian. Is he a good character without the uniform? Yes, most definitely. This man literally has a partial iframe on every single skill. Again, partial iframe. But if every skill has a partial iframe, that means for your entire fight, there's always going to be a second or two when you're safe. Plus, he also has damage immunity, which is very good, right? He also has penetration, which could come in handy if you want to try him out in some low-level PvP stuff. But this big attack buff here is extra spicy. Additionally, with the uniform, he gets some damage accumulation, which we'll talk about in a second. But he also gets some defense down, which means he's going to be decent on his own for World Boss Ultimate. And he has an Awaken skill, as controversial as it might be, and it's really good. Like, stat-wise, on paper, it looks really good. The crit rate, the crit damage, the ignore dodge, even though he doesn't need it because 40% ignore dodge being here as a part of his tier 2 passive is already really good. Plus, he gets 75 right here for 3 seconds. Sure, this is on a 15-second cooldown, but you cut it in half with max kill cooldown. Every 7 seconds, slow down. Every 7 seconds, you put this up and you're golden, right? So it means essentially when you're using him against somebody like Corvus Glaive, you don't need to bring along pretty much any ignore dodge strikers at all. That's pretty cool, right? And he has a decent 4-star passive. Super armor is very good, meaning under normal circumstances he won't get guard broken. The extra all defense is nice, and they give him some more defensive properties as a part of his uniform bonus. However, he's a combat type. We're in the Jean Grey meta. No matter how you slice it, this is Jean Grey's world. We're all just living in it, and when it's time for us to go, she's gonna take her out. She's gonna take all of us out of it. Okay, so I don't see him doing any kind of PvP, even with the Awaken skill, unless it's in like Alliance Conquest. And who's really wasting time with that? Not me. Anyways, we're gonna take him into some content. It's a bare bones build, right? Just gave him a little bit of cooldown to get up to 50%. And we're gonna see what the damage looks like between the uniform at Mythic and the base kit, just in case you guys are considering picking up the uniform day one. I personally am never a fan of day one uniforms, but who cares what I think? Let's see what the Future Fight team has in store for us this time around. I did not test this beforehand, so we're gonna test it together and see how it turns out. I'm gonna test them with the exact same setup that I gave to Yelena, and we're gonna go. Let me grab them from the combat section here. And let's see what happens, shall we? We're not going to give him anti-venom. We're going to test survivability and damage. Alright, we're going to go 3. We're going to go 5. Wow. He definitely seems safer than Elena. But look at the damage, guys. Look at the damage. I just want to point out that for the most part, they have the exact same build. Now you guys are going to be like, okay, you're shortchanging him. You're not using his Awaken skill. You're damn right I'm not. You know why? Because 90% of you guys are not going to have his Awaken skill for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I'm realistically just giving you guys an accurate representation of what you're gonna have when you build up the character. This damage, this damage is not very good, right? So why did I say he's a win for the free-to-play community? Well, I'm gonna show you guys what he looks like when you use the awakened skill, but I want you guys to see what he looks like without it. Alright? Yeah, that's not good, right? Okay. Let's redo that. Alright. Let's see what the difference look like with his awakened skill, shall we? Look at that. Ain't that pretty, boys? Look at that. This is why I said he's a major win for the free-to-play community. You get to see 2 Black Widows back to back. Well, technically they're not back to back, they're side by side, but still. Anyways. We're only gonna do like 90 seconds of this fight. I just want to be able to get off the awakened skill a couple times. Like, he is a safe character, right? And that's good. Like, he doesn't feel like incomplete in terms of like survivability, damage wise though. But again, this is the APK, but damage wise, he does seem to be lacking a little bit. It is nice that he has 5 partial iframes, so you can get a lot of safety. Plus he has the all defense and the super armor. So we're gonna stop right here. So that was 11 bars, right? And that was when we're using the awakened skill. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 different examples of what this guy looks like. One is gonna be about a minute without the awakened skill, and then we're gonna do a minute with it. The reason for that is he does have damage accumulation based on damage dealt on his 3rd skill with the uniform. So if, for example, you wanted to buy him and buy his uniform day 1, I want to give you guys an idea of what you're in for, damage-wise. I know it can get a bit repetitive seeing me play the same stage over and over with the same character, but this is testing, right? And ultimately, if it can save you guys 1,000 crystals, even one of you, I'm with it, right? So, yeah. This is what it looks like without the awakened skill. Again, I have to give them props because both with and without the uniform, he does feel very, very safe. Like, even though in the uniform he's getting an additional 2 seconds of damage immunity on the 3rd, even without it, I don't feel a difference. I really don't feel a difference, right? He still feels very safe. So he does feel complete when it comes to survivability, whereas without Yelena's uniform, she does kind of feel lacking in the survivability department. But I think she might have more damage than he does if we're comparing her base with his base. That might be a comparison that we do. Alright, so we're gonna do 90 seconds with the awakened skill, see how far we make it. We're gonna follow up with the 3 skill here, and his 5th skill literally just looks like a watered down version of Cap's tier 3. Like the last half when Cap is rushing, looks like they just literally took that animation and recolored it and repurposed it. Again, like, some people would say that's lazy, and they're right. But I guess this guy is supposed to be a copy of Captain America. We did more damage there. Oh, okay, so what we should do then is pretty much always use the defense down into the awaken skill. So 4 into the awakening seems to be best. We're gonna try that. It might be 3, 4. Yep, I think that's it, you know. That's the money shot. I think it's 3. We're gonna do it. It's 3, 4, awaken. Wait, I didn't. Oh, there it is. Actually, no. Because, hold on. I didn't get that much damage this time. Okay, come on. We are doing a little bit more damage than than we did without the uniform, but I don't know. I feel like his damage isn't gonna be his strong suit. I think they more so designed him to be like a super tank, right? Kind of like what Cap is, because Cap has like one of the highest HP values in the game. This guy's only at 50k. Where's Cap? Where is? Oh, right. I don't even have a tier 3 Captain America on this server because they literally hate Captain America. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up right here. At the end of the day, I think he's gonna be a good free-to-play character. And if you're a new player coming to the game, having a character like him isn't that bad because he's very safe, so you can make a good amount of mistakes with him. Plus, you can go from being a villain without the uniform to being a superhero. So if you're struggling to get through Shadowland, he can basically cover 2 different spots for you in the combat department. So that's something for you to keep in mind. Not every character can be the best in the game. Not every character deserves to be the best in the game. But I think his damage might be a little bit too low. However, this is the APK and he's still very much so underdeveloped. So once I get him on my own account, I'll try to max him out for you guys and show you closer to what his maximum potential looks like. So till then, stay safe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.